welcome back to my channel. So in every country that you visit, you have the best things about it, and then you have the worst things. And let's be honest, before anyone gets too offended here, even about your country, you can probably drop a list of things you don't like, unless you're being completely biased, and then you're like, my country's perfect and blah 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 blah. So today I'm going to be telling you about the worst things of Germany. The first thing I hate is the weather, and I'm laughing because in my video that's gonna be here and in the description and at the end of the video, you're gonna find it if you want to watch it, I mentioned how one of my favorite things was the green scenery, but obviously with that amazing and beautiful green scenery comes terrible weather, I guess. And the weather in Germany is just terrible. I just don't have other words to say it. When I think of Germany, I remember rain and cold. I remember people going to clubs and me being like, no, I don't want to come. I can't handle how cold it is outside. So if you're someone who, for example, likes cold and rain and the fact that the days used to become dark very early, then you're probably gonna like Germany, and it's probably the country for you. But it wasn't my cup of tea. I like warm countries when there's a lot of sun, and yeah, I think there's nothing more to say here. The second thing I disliked about Germany were the Sundays. When Sunday was coming, I used to be like, okay, what am I gonna do on this day if not study or meet up like with a friend, because everything is closed. Already German cities tend to be quite empty, like in that late afternoon night, but on a Sunday you will go out and everything will be closed, like nothing will be open. I don't get it. You used to have, I remember the Rossmann in the Hauptbahnhof, and I think that was all the shops we had like in the city center that were open, so basically almost nothing. So do not want to do anything on a Sunday, don't want to go to a museum, don't want to do anything, because Sunday is rest day. So as a rest day, the streets will be empty and no one will be outside, and there will be nothing to do outside. So I remember hating Sunday so much because I felt so alone, and I used to always meet up with my best friend because I was like, let's do something. The third thing I dislike about Germany is them suing everyone, and let me explain. So Germany has this habit of starting legal procedures against people for almost anything, and I'm gonna tell you 3 stories. So the first one happened to me. So I enrolled for the university's sport courses. I enrolled for 2 sport courses. That meant that I had blocked the spot, and so assuring that I would have a spot to actually go to them, right? So I pay for them, I do the transaction online, pay with my bank card, okay? And I don't manage to go because I have classes on the schedule, and I have the intention of actually changing sport course so that I can actually do one where I will be allowed to go, but I don't get the time to do it. And I received an email from the lady who handles like the sport inscriptions, and she says, you have not paid for your 2 courses, the transfer of the bank card did not go through, it was like rejected, and you have not paid, so you have to pay for them. So I contact her and I say, listen, I have not used the sport courses. I was in fact interested in changing to another another course, and I tell her I have never attended it, so I have not been using the service. So since the transaction did not go through, just cancel it and I'll just pay and enroll in the one that I'm actually interested in, because to me that's what makes more sense. I haven't gone to them, the transaction didn't go through, I'll just pay and enroll in the one that I actually want to do. And she says, no, you have to pay for those 2 courses, and then afterwards I will change you if you want to go to another sport course. So me, I tell her, okay, but I don't want to pay for them, you know, the transaction didn't go through, it's not my fault, and it's not my fault you're informing me that the transaction didn't go through 2 months after the courses have started. Normally, when you buy something, like when you purchase anything, you only get the service after you pay for it. You see what I mean? Normally, when you buy something online, if you buy something on Amazon, they were not gonna ship it until you have paid for it. When you purchase a flight ticket, they're not gonna send you confirmation and all of that until they have blocked the money, normally. If for some reason, for whatever reason, a transfer gets rejected, you just don't get the service. You lose your spot for the service. That's what I'm used to, right? And so she says, no, you have to pay for it. And if I don't pay for the courses, she's gonna start a legal procedure against me. And I was like, wait, what? I remember when I read that email, I was thinking, oh my god, they're gonna start a legal procedure for like 40 euros courses? when it's not even my fault. Like, I should have been informed if the transaction hadn't happened. They shouldn't have noticed 2 months after the courses have started. So at the end, I end up paying. I have to take cash because I'm like, there's no point in me giving you the credit card, and then maybe that transfer will get rejected. And I'm not saying it was their fault that the transfer got rejected. Maybe there was an issue with my bank card. I don't know. I paid, I think, with my Italian one, so there could have been an issue there. I don't know. But I think that starting a legal procedure when I hadn't even used the service, and when they informed me 2 months after that I hadn't paid, I find it to be a little bit excessive. Second story I'm gonna tell you happened with a French friend of mine. So he thinks he's sick, right? So he goes to the doctor and he tells the doctor, I would like to get blood results done because I think there's something wrong with me. So the doctor tells him, listen, if you want to do blood tests, you're gonna have to pay them out of your own pocket because I don't see that there's anything wrong, so I'm not gonna prescribe them because it's your demand. Which, to be honest, that's quite fair. It happens in most countries that if you want extra tests that the doctor doesn't think that you need, you have to pay them out of pocket. It's quite normal. And so he says that yes, it's fine, he will pay, no issue there. He does the blood test. He goes back to France for 2 months. It was a winter holidays, right? He comes back to Germany. I think it was around March that he came back, because you have like 2 months of no class, no anything in Germany. And he finds in his mailbox various letters and papers. So one paper was with the receipt of the blood test that he had done in the hospital and what he had to pay for. The issue was that there was a deadline by when he had to have paid for it, right? So he opens it and that date is long past. The issue is that he received this paper, but he wasn't notified by email, he wasn't notified by phone call, but he wasn't in Germany. So it's not that he chose not to pay for it, it's that he never saw the paper. Along with that paper, he has received other letters. One of them comes from a legal firm who has started a legal procedure against him. So now not only does he have to pay for the blood test, but he had to pay like 90 euros because they had done a legal procedure. So me, I'm used to, and him too, which is what really shocked us, we're used to that if there's an important paper that we have to pay with a deadline, usually you should sign that you actually received that paper, because you cannot sue me for not paying something if then the paper never arrives to my house, because you have a lot of situations where the paper might not actually arrive to my house. Like, for example, it could get lost and someone could take it. So there's this habit that usually when, at least in my country, there's a habit that when you have a paper that arrives, an important paper, you sign for it. I remember that when he went complaining, he said, okay, but me, I don't have any issue paying for it, but why wasn't I notified of it properly? Now, the fourth thing that I'm gonna be talking about was the unpoliteness if you didn't speak German. So I had situations where, because I wasn't speaking German, I was treated in a way that I shouldn't have been treated, because it was unethical what they did. And I'm gonna tell you the story. So I go seeing a doctor. The doctor prescribes me a visit, right? And so he prescribes that I go see a specialist. So I start calling the specialist, and the specialist tells me, no, I cannot take you, I'm sorry, I'm full. Okay. I go to another like specialist office. I speak with the secretary, and the secretary, all in German, she says, no, this is Germany, she has to speak German. If she doesn't speak German, then that's her problem, right? And her colleague, which her colleague was quite nice, her colleague tells her, I speak English, so I can take her if you want. And she says in German, thinking that I didn't understand anything, she says in German, well, no, because she's supposed to speak German, so if she doesn't understand us, that's her problem. It's not our problem to speak English. And may I say that I needed them to register me so that I could be seen by the specialist. So anyway, I speak to the colleague, and they still don't give me an appointment. So I keep trying to go and get an appointment with a specialist. I don't manage with them. I keep calling. I don't manage with anyone. They say, oh, it's full for like 6 months. Me, at that point, I go to the hospital and I see another doctor in the afternoon. After I think it was 6, you have like this service with doctors, and so I see this doctor and I tell him what happened, and he tells me, okay, you have to see a specialist. So what the first doctor said is correct. And he says, what's happening to you, that they're refusing to treat you, is not only illegal, but it's unethical, because they cannot refuse to treat anyone. Because me, at that point, I was so mad because I was getting treated so badly because I wasn't German and because I didn't speak German. And so what he does, he was a very, very nice doctor. So he writes my prescription saying that I have to visit this specialist, and in the back he writes that it is unethical and illegal for them to refuse me, so they have to take me in no matter what. And that actually really helped, because I went to another specialist that he recommended, and the ladies, they read the paper and they go like, but they gave me an appointment for the next day. So that worked. I was so happy, and that doctor was so nice. Oh my god, really, really good doctor. I absolutely loved it. The face that they did when they read like the thread on the paper was incredible. If I find the paper, I'm gonna put a picture. It was amazing. So the second scenario where I was treated differently was when I got surgery. I got my wisdom teeth removed, my fourth one. So the first time I do it, everything goes fine, but I had to go twice. One time I did the left side and the other one on the right side, or vice versa, I don't really remember. But anyway, the second time, the assistant, so it's always the assistants basically, the assistant of the surgeon mess up my prescription. So when I go to the pharmacy, she's saying that I have to pay for full for the drugs that I have to take, and she tells me you have to go back to the office and they have to fix it because you're European, so you choose what healthcare you want and you shouldn't have to pay for it. So I go to the office and I tell her what they had told me in the pharmacy, and all of this in German, so I wasn't even doing English here. She was just being not especially nice. I had a friend, he was speaking with German. Me, I understand, but I don't really speak. She says that no, that she won't change it, that the paper comes out automatically, and that I just have to go to this, I don't remember the name, but it's like a structure where then you do a demand to get the money back, if that makes sense. So you spend it and then you get it back. But me, I tell her that no, it's not my job to go there and lose my time, but that she has to actually do the correct paper because it's her job, you know, it's her job to give me the correct prescription. So I go back to the pharmacy. The pharmacist was super nice, and she prints a paper that says like the German law, the European law, and how the other lady, she's supposed to give me the paper correctly, and that it is for me to choose what healthcare provider I want. So she cannot choose to do it badly because she wants to do it badly, because she's not allowed to. It's me who chooses, and I am entitled to get the free healthcare, so I shouldn't have to pay for the drugs. So I give her that paper, she looks at it, and I say, I want to speak to the surgeon, I'm not leaving. She looks at me and she says, well, the surgeon's busy, so she won't be able to see you. And I reply like very straight, I don't care, I will wait here. And I sit down and I stay there waiting for the surgeon, and then she grabs the paper and she says, well, I'm gonna see if I can change it for you, but if I can't change it for you, you're just gonna have to pay for it. And I remember being so satisfied when I heard that. I had no intention of leaving if she didn't give me the correct paper, and if I had to stay there and wait for the surgeon and make a huge scene, I would have done it, because it's unfair what she was trying to do, and she was being so unpleasant. Because me, I can understand everything, but you cannot be unpleasant to me just for the sake of being unpleasant. And it felt so good when he was like, I won and I got the correct prescription and I got what was owed to me. And may I say that the pharmacist, she was so nice and so helpful. So in no way am I saying that German people are mean. You have some Germans which are the sweetest and most helpful people out there, but obviously you're gonna find some Germans who are not that nice. It's just life. Well, I really hope you enjoyed this video and you enjoyed learning about the worst things about Germany, or the things I hated the most about Germany. If you did enjoy it, don't forget to comment, share, subscribe, like, and thanks for watching. See you next time. Bye.